if I give you a chance, KBM, do you have any questions for me? Because usually, like, we ask you so many questions.
Well, yeah. I mean, okay, I've heard you before that you said you wanted to, like, basically retire and everything here in the U.S.
Yes.
Do you plan to, in the future, have any property that maybe you want to hand over to your children in Tanzania? Do you have any legacy in Tanzania that you want to, like, contribute towards your future, legacy?
That's a very good question. The problem for Tanzania, we don't have dual citizenship. So if you don't have dual citizenship, if you own the property, basically it will be taken by the government. It's illegal. It's very complicated as a foreigner. So at the moment, we are waiting for the new constitution. There are movement on that way. But also there was one time they already did the one constitution, which will allow, if you take a citizenship for another country, to become permanent resident of Tanzania. So if you are permanent resident of Tanzania, you'll be allowed to own land and all those kind of things. So my plan will be, if I get, they allow that one, I will obviously, even if just for whatever reason, just to have another home, to have like summer, like you can be able to spend 3 to 4 months in one country in the another way. So that will be something like that. And secondly, the way the YouTube going this way, it might make me maybe in the future, maybe half year live here, half live there, and especially when the kids are grown. Let's say if the kids at that time they're in college, obviously my wife and I, we don't necessarily have to be here. We can be able to go to live in Tanzania halfway and halfway here. I want to, I mean, even like because of the COVID, there are some restrictions. I was getting the job to live 5 to 7 years in Africa. I was planning to go to live in Tanzania for 5 years, but last year I didn't get the work permit, because now you have to get work permit. My job allowed me to be able to work from home before even the work from home COVID thing started, 2019 going to beginning of 2020. But the law, even in Tanzania and Kenya, you have to be employed by a company which is registered in the country to be getting the work permit. But you cannot say I'm working with Walmart online, but I live in Kenya, and give me the work permit. I can show my salary and I pay the tax. But that is the problem in most of the African countries. So, but with COVID and all these kind of things, I believe most of the work permit regulations will be able to change to allow those kind of flexibility. So that means you can be able to continue working from home and live in another country. That will be very good. If they allow that way, it will be easier for me to go and live in Tanzania for quite some time. I want the kids to have that experience of having another culture life in Tanzania or in Africa in general, like for at least 5 years, and having the American experience, they'll make them even stronger and have them more opportunities in both US and in Africa in general.
Yeah, I think that's an ideal way of living as well. If you can make that income here or what have you and live over there. Because I like to make it to where I just come back to the US maybe once or twice, check my mail, and then go back home.
Yep.
Just go to the mailbox and then come back home, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, and the another thing is just like I see, and this is another advantage for me, which is even for you, because for you are born and raised here. The way there are things like, if you have never been out of Tanzania, for instance, or many African countries, iPhone 12 is a big deal. If you have iPhone 12 or 11, you're just walking, showing off. There are certain things that are big deal. Like this type of car is a big deal. There are certain going to eat at KFC in Kenya is a big deal. But living for me, being born here, for you, those are not big deal. They are normal things. So for me, I have this advantage of living many years here. So that's why I know even I live in Africa, I will save a lot, because most of the things I used to see these are big deal are no longer big deal for me. I want to live in the rural life, or not typical urban life. I want to eat the natural food. I want to slaughter a chicken, not to go to buy a chicken from supermarket. So for me, supermarket in Africa is not a rich person. For me, I want to have rich food, that the true slaughtered chicken, get my mango, get whatever. So for me, I will enjoy that life more than here. if I go to that particular situation. Because for me, that is not poverty. That is the real life I want to live in that way.
You know, EVM, a lot of Kenyans would be disappointed when it comes to KFC because, like, for example, at the Southfield Mall in my neighborhood in Embakasi, there's a KFC, and on the second level, there's a club, and it's all KFC, right? So everybody's jamming at the KFC. But if a Kenyan came over to the U.S. and saw a KFC, they would see drug addicts,
Yeah.
they would see gang members, they would see arguments at the counter, dirty floors, dirty tables. The polar opposite, because KFC in Kenya is fine cuisine.
I mean, it's just like going to the fancy restaurant. Even in Tanzania, like I see, is this KFC or Pizza Hut? Man, it's so clean. It's so beautiful. I say, man, we could have this in the US, it would be good, but here, like, oh, you don't know.
It's ghetto here. They just don't understand, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are the things that for me, I like those kind of lifestyle at the moment. I don't know whether it's becoming old, whatever, but that is the life I really prefer. That, like, you have your veggies, you have something like that, you teach the kids doing these kind of things. Yeah, so those are the things I want the kids also to experience, those kind of things. But also, the other drive for me to one point to go and live in Africa back for a couple of years, I think I will be also having, apart from this bigger contribution on the social media or the internet, but to be going to visit different schools. There are so many kids, usually wherever I go, I talk to the primary school, secondary school, university, but there are so many kids, or even in college, they want to hear someone to give another perspective so that can be able to help in one way or another. So that, I think, will be having a bigger impact. Not many people have the opportunity to watch 1 hour video on YouTube. But if you go there, because I remember I went to my hometown Kigoma one time in the rural area and you have to talk to the kids. They say, we have never seen any person who ate the same fish, same ugali, with a degree, just bachelor degree. Apart from living in America, and you can say, so for me, is that possible? I said, it is possible. And I went there because I studied, I got these grades, and there are these opportunities. So to let them, so for someone, oh, now we can be able to do that. And one of their teacher, because I met the teacher applied the same program Fulbright to come to teach Swahili in America, came to teach here. And now he's back in Tanzania. So there are so many opportunities, but people, they want to unlock to see someone has got those opportunities. It will be very helpful.
Right.
Yeah.
That is true, EBM. That's good. It's something that can really work.
Yeah.
Yeah, just encouraging our fellow Africans and telling them that it's possible.
Yeah, so now I'm like trying to advise more people, YouTubers in Africa. Yes, you can do YouTube, but don't do gossip. Everybody YouTuber is gossip and comedy. We need to have dentists who are YouTubers. We need to have lawyers who are YouTubers. We need to have people going to talk positive things about Africa and about just go and interview students. Why do they do this cause? What is their dream? People, they can say, oh, these are dreams people can be able to do, instead of, yes, you can hear or you can read Obama's book, but in the end, someone will say, oh, can you lose hope? Oh, but that is Obama, was the American. But what are the stories of our own life? You find even a president in many African countries, they don't have the books about their lifestyle, which is sad. Why can't you write a book about your life? Why can't you talk about your lifestyle or your life? So all these kind of things will be able to help many people to see narratives of Africans or their fellow neighbors. They started the chicken business, they grow, their business is going big. So we can do that. Not only the time we can see the business of big chicken industry in China, and we say, oh, but that is in China. I don't have that money, but let's record interviews of people, the same people in our neighborhood. Now they grow to that particular level, and that will be able to support and encourage other people also to succeed in one way or another.